In this video, I will show you how to trim clips and add them to the timeline to build a sequence. After you import your video clips and see them in the project panel, double-click on a clip or drag and drop it onto the source monitor above. You can play and pause the video by selecting the triangle in the controls area. You also can scrub the video by dragging the playhead, this blue bulb, back and forth. Once you watch the video and know which section you want to keep, you will set in and out points to trim the raw video. You can set in and out points by first stopping the video at the beginning of what you want to keep and then clicking on this left bracket to set an endpoint that marks the first frame where you want your clip to start on the timeline. A video clip is made up of multiple frames or frozen images. These images create a moving image when played back to back. You primarily will be shooting video at 30 frames per second. You can even watch your video one frame at a time by clicking the frame forward and frame backward buttons to the left and right of the play pause button. You'll learn more about the other buttons later. If you are unsure about what these buttons do, hover your mouse over a button and the name of the button will pop up. Now, to mark the out point of the clip, play the video or move the playhead to the end of the section you want to keep and click on the right bracket to mark the out point. You can also set your in and out points by using shortcuts on your keyboard. Press I for in point and O for out point. Once you trim the clip, left-click on the middle of the source monitor and drag and drop that section of the clip to the V1 or Video 1 track and A1 or Audio 1 track on the timeline. Always place your first clip of video in the sequence at the far left where the timeline starts at 0 seconds. If your first clip is not placed at 0, your finished video will start in black, and that's not what you want. Notice whenever your playhead is on the timeline, the program monitor right above the timeline shows the frame where the playhead is. Try scrubbing the playhead through the video on your timeline, or press play in the controls area of the program monitor to play the video on the timeline. As the playhead moves, the video you see in the program monitor changes to correspond with the location, the playhead. Now let's continue building a sequence. Go back to your project panel and select another clip to trim. Double-click or drag the second clip to the source monitor and set in and out points again. Before you add the second clip to the timeline, make sure this icon that looks like a magnet is turned on in blue. This is the snap feature. When snap is turned on, it is easier to position the clips back to back. The edge of a clip will snap to the edge of the clip next to it. When the snap feature is turned off and white, the clips may be more difficult to line up, and instead cover the adjacent clips or leave small gaps of black space between them. Always keep the snap feature turned on. As you are adding and assembling clips on the timeline, you may want to move them around or trim them even more. The top tool in your tools panel is the arrow called the selection tool. Using the selection tool, you can trim clips on the timeline. Roll your mouse over the beginning or end of a clip. When you see a red bracket, hold down the left click and drag inward or outward. That will adjust the beginning or end of the clip. To move a clip, roll your mouse over the middle of the clip. Hold down the left click and slide the clip left or right. Then let go to place the clip. Be careful not to drop a clip on top of another clip, or the new clip will replace that section of the original clip. If you ever mess up, you can always undo the last move or several moves by pressing Ctrl-Z on the keyboard. You can do that for each step you want to undo. If you trim clips or move clips over and leave a gap between clips, you can easily close the gap. Right-click on the gap and select Ripple Delete to close the gap and shift all the following clips inward. While working in Premiere Pro, get in the habit of saving your project often, even before you finish for the day. To save your project, go to File, Save or Save As, or even easier, press Ctrl-S on your keyboard. I recommend you saving your project every 10 minutes or so, even sooner if you just put in a lot of work. From time to time, computers crash, and saving often will save your hard work from being wasted. Premiere Pro does have an autosave feature, but sometimes autosave is not as reliable as a quick Control-S from you.